danger.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Caffeine and Sensu Beans podcast. Gentlemen, how are you doing today?
Doing well, doing well.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Hello, everybody.
Ready to get into the discussion today. Blessed, what do we have on the agenda?
So we're going to be discussing the recently dropped newsletter from the Legends management team. And pretty much what does it mean to you guys? Or what sticks out to you guys?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a lot of changes, it looks like.
Nice little buzzsaw in the background, or what? No, I don't know. It just sounds like it's fine. I'm just joking.
Like a buzzsaw. It just feels like they're just cutting some stuff. I guess I'll go really quickly then. Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I really don't hear a buzzsaw. That's what I'm saying.
Nobody's sick. It's in my house.
I don't hear anything. That's why I'm asking who hears it.
Hold on.
They're just like chopping people's bodies down over there. No clue is happening. No clue.
Everyone just got fired up this morning.
Pardon the technical difficulties. There was a...
It's got inspired.
We're going to have to restart
that. You're going to restart this.
It's the neighbor.
It's the neighbor. All right. Well.
Oh man.
Well, we can keep it in, or we can just go
keep it in.
Well, that's hella funny.
I guess the main first thing would be Chewing. What's the first thing that sticks out to you?
Well, the first thing, I mean, honestly, this is like, I've never really paid attention to a newsletter this intently. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least for me in this game, like, this is the very first one that I'm reading in depth or, fully. And I think the thing that sticks out to me is, I mean, I'm an English teacher when I'm not doing this. So I'm paying attention to that. It's really hard to follow. Like,
to the sentence
like,
structure.
The sentence structure.
So you mean someone's just typing as they speak, or what?
Yeah. Forgot to hit the proofread.
Just voice to text. That's all I need.
Yep.
And there's like no commas in here.
Oh man, it's all one sentence.
It's all one sentence. So I mean, aesthetically, that's just kind of what comes out.
Oh wow! Actually, you see, he does sign it at the end.
Yeah, he does.
I didn't even know that. Oh wow!
So I mean, that's kind of what sticks out to me. But I mean, I think in regards to the content, I guess if I just start from the top, the Zenkai Awakening, I have questions because I think I understand what it's saying, but I'm a little confused. So I'm actually a little I'm interested as to how you two have interpreted this first section, because I'm a little at a loss, I mean, I see the graph, where it says the new crystals, but it that whole like paragraph before, I'm not really sure as to what that entails. Because I read it and it just says that it's making it easier, but is it making it easier because it's making you buy the Zenkai Awakening? Is that the easier way that they're saying?
It's going to be a lot cheaper to fully Zenkai unit now compared to the current process.
So it's gonna be a lot cheaper. Oh, okay, got you.
So yeah, basically right now you need to drop about 20,000 crystals to Zenkai a unit to level 7. And with this new process, people, I mean, I've seen some math thrown out there. People are thinking it's going to be anywhere between 7,000 to about 10,000. Obviously, a lot of that will depend on how lucky you are and all that type of stuff. But yeah, they're going to make it much more affordable to Zenkai a unit to level 7. And they're going to change the format of the actual banner. So it went from only being 300cc. There were no single summons. There were no, I mean, I guess it was only consecutive summons.
Mhm.
Where now you're going to have single summons, 100cc, and multi summons, 1,000cc. So, and in that 1,000cc summon, you're going to get a lot more Z power and the Zenkai Z power, I guess you could say. Um, so it's going to make it easier,
Well,
but
right now the current highest is 70. That's going to be the lowest one that you can get moving forward.
yeah. So right now the highest drop you could get is 70 Zenkai Z power.
Mhm.
That's going to be the lowest, I believe, right? Bless.
At least that's what it looked like on the
On that
newsletter.
graph, yeah,
They
on
don't
that
even
graph.
show 30, 15s, and 5s anymore.
They got
Yeah.
rid of those.
So
Thank God. Man,
yeah,
what
man,
is that?
getting the all five. So basically, it was like in the past, it was like 5 Z power were heroes, 15 were extremes, 30 were sparkings, and 70s were LFs. They've completely done away with that. Um, they've even thrown the 1500 Z power, but I mean, the chances of you getting that are so minuscule that you're probably not going to get that. That's like hitting the lottery.
Which
Um,
one?
the 1500,
What would
1500
that?
Z
What would
power.
that? What would
Oh,
that like?
yeah. It's not 1%, it's 0.1.
Uh,
That would be. That would essentially be like the first. That would be like the first one done, right? The first, like the
Oh
first
yeah, and
four.
and and
First step and a
halfway
half.
through the
Yeah,
second, halfway
yeah.
through the another level. Um,
What's crazy on consecutive 7, they give you 100 of the Z power right there as well, just for pulling.
100 of
What's that? What's that freebie section for? Because it says that
That,
there's none as of right now. But what's that? How do y'all interpret that? That freebie,
that's what I was talking about.
which is what?
Just for pulling on the consecutive banner, they give you 100 Awakening Z power of that unit.
Just for pulling on it the first
Just for
time?
pulling on it. Yeah, every time it looks like
Oh,
on
every
consecutive
time.
summons, you get a free 100. So whatever you get plus 100.
Oh, like on the yeah, okay. Like the other banners where they have like a freebie,
Mm-hmm.
like right now they have like the
ticket. Yeah.
99 whatever blah 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 or the tickets. Okay, got you. Oh, okay, got you. All right.
So you're gonna get 100 extra Zenkai Z power. Is that what you're saying, Bless?
That's, at least that's how I interpret it.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like now there's a conversation to be had around whether you should start saving your crystals for a Zenkai unit because Zenkai 7 units, they're at the top of the totem pole. Like
Yeah.
the only one who could compete with them, and he'd have to be at a decent amount of stars, is Vegito Blue. Um, because if we're looking at Zenkai 7 Cooler, Zenkai 7 Beerus, Zenkai 7 Fat Boo, like these are monstrous units. Their kits are ridiculous. They're gonna last what feels like forever. So, now it's because you can very easily save up 20,000 crystals, go 20,000 deep, and then not get the unit you're looking for. So, for example, I did 20, like about 21 or 22,000 crystals. That's what I dropped on this last banner that just came out, the Kaioken Goku.
Just a little flex or what?
Yeah,
What do you
well,
on
that
the Kaioken Goku?
the one that just came out,
The one with Pycon?
20,000?
20,000. Yeah.
Why?
Well, because I wanted to put up a video of him,
Oh, okay.
but I was
This is
thinking,
actually normal, bro.
okay, 7,000. I'll drop 7,000. I'm hoping I get him. I was 20,000 deep, and I'm like, I can't believe I haven't gotten him. I can't believe I haven't gotten him. And then around 21 or 22, I got him. So, it's like you run that risk of dropping 20,000
Yeah,
and not
Zenkai
getting
definitely the safer option that right now, if once they make that change over.
yeah. So like this trunks, right? If you have 7,000 and you like hybrids, you like Super Saiyans, and you like future, I mean, and the thing with this trunks that's gonna also make him really good is the anti LOE,
Wait, are you talking
and
about the one that's
that's gonna get
below?
Zenkai'd.
The one that oh okay, the new one. Okay,
The new
not the
one.
one that's going on right now
Well,
for the
Right, right,
anniversary.
right.
Oh, okay.
yeah, there's a lot of trunks out right now. A lot
Yeah,
of
Yeah,
his
why
names out
why
right
did
now.
they choose that did people really want that
they
unit?
Yeah,
really wanted
dude, he
him.
was
He's
irrelevant very
horrific.
quickly.
He's so
Yeah,
terrible. He's probably the worst unit in the
and
game.
a lot of people probably have him at 14 stars
Yeah,
or
Oh really?
close
I
to
only
it.
got him at 3.
he's at Master Pack 1. I would definitely y- try to summon on that Master Pack 1, not with crystals, just
I
with
don't
the
think you
tickets.
can.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, that's good. Um, remember when you used to be able to? You
Yeah,
used to be able to drop 1,000 CC on on those Master
they
Packs,
they
dude.
realized that banner was
Ridiculous,
getting a lot of use down there.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
Um,
it's all the way at the bottom.
yeah,
Uh,
but
Continue. Sorry.
yeah, so now it's like, I mean, I did not feel victorious after I got that Kaioken Goku, after I had dropped 20,000 CC, 21, whatever it was, something like that. I didn't feel victorious. And so here I am. I have a Goku, and he's good. Like he's not great. Like he doesn't compare to the green Goku that came out, in the anniversary. Well,
Super
with the
Saiyan 4.
first batch, yeah, Super Saiyan 4. But he is good. He does a lot of damage, but he takes a lot of damage also. I mean, his kit is what it is. He's not bad, but 21,000 for a solid unit compared to 7,000 for a meta defining unit who will probably last the entire lifetime of the game.
But you have an issue chasing Gokus.
Yeah, I mean, I have a problem. I have a big
Reading
problem.
Goku.
I have an
That's
addiction.
another conversation. Goku.
Yeah.
I'm not
So
the biggest fan of Goku.
yeah, I know.
That's
I
just
know.
kind of where I'm
There
at.
aren't there aren't there aren't many people
Unnecessary.
who are.
Unnecessary.
It's
Huh?
fine. It's
Uh,
fine. Everyone has their favorites.
yeah.
And they're
No, they're definitely going to make it very, very interesting moving forward. Where do you designate your CC to?
now Chiween, here's the thing for you.
Uh-huh.
You could still there was like a free to play route with the current Zenkai process, which was
Oh,
you
it was
could
just
get
these
to
last two, right?
disregarding the like Legends Road units. Okay, I'm talking about the summonable units only. So like this Trunks coming up, the Goku, the Beerus.
Oh, it's because they're gonna get rid of those missions, right? Where you get like
Mhm.
20 or 30 or 50 Z Awakening. Yeah,
Well,
I just
the
I
first
just did
step
that for the
for
Red
Zenkai.
Goku, the
Okay,
same one. I just did that. I did the first one. So they're gonna get rid of that whole
they're
section.
gonna get rid of that, and
Oh, so now you have to
now
pay
you have to
in order
drop.
to Zenkai. So
Correct.
the problem to Zenkai, which was it was heavily pay to get.
Hmm.
Their their solution
Is
was
to make it only pay to get
it was making it only pay to play.
pay to play. Yeah,
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got
but
it. Nice.
they're
And the way they're justifying it is that we're somehow making it
I mean, for
more
7,000, you're getting an insane
easier.
unit.
Dog.
yeah. Now we
B
don't know how
tier.
much it's gonna
Dude,
be.
if you're free to play, no, dude, I'm not spending 7,000 of my crystals on
But
like for what? What are you
what
talking
happens
about?
if you go on a banner, spend 7,000, and don't get the unit you want?
But at least there's the banner. At least there's an opportunity for me to get a new unit as opposed to like me spending the stuff that I've been working on to get like
A C tier
again.
unit.
It's one of these things where it's like you pigeonhole a person. Like I mean cool. I'm not a big Trunks guy. I'm not even a big little Goku guy. I'm not even a big like the Trunks that we Zenkai'd right now. Like, but it doesn't make sense to me like that's where I would have to spend my my coins or like my crystals just to be like somehow competitive. I don't know that just doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Zenkai level 1, your unit's still unless it's Fat Boo, like your unit's still probably not going to be that competitive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's more for the abilities, in my opinion, like as a bench unit.
Yeah, so like it's a bummer that they took it out. I mean, it doesn't because it doesn't the unit's not OP at Zenkai level 1. Um and it gave people a way to buff their team up a little bit, even if you're just going to put them on the bench, because like Bless just said, you put them on the bench and they're giving you that
Both
pretty
offense
good
and both defense.
yeah, pretty good buff. Um but now it's I'll ask you, Chewin, and then I'll ask you, Bless. Um who's your favorite unit, like that's besides like Vegito Blue and all that? Is it safe to say it's Vegeta, Chewin?
For me, yeah, I don't really even like. I mean, I like Vegito, but I'm not even really that big of a fan. I don't really like Goku, so I'm more of a Vegeta character. So I like the Vegeta units.
If you could
Yeah,
pick
that's
one
kind of
unit
like
in the game,
if I could pick one unit in the game, I would have to, huh? I would have to say probably. I don't know if I have one right now. That I mean, I think. I mean, I guess it would contradict what I just said, which was Goku. But it's just because I don't have that many powerful units. But I like Super Saiyan Goku for the
Yeah,
purple
yeah,
one.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
my favorite. That's what that. I mean, that's my favorite one. He feels the best out of all of them. You know what I'm saying? Like at least to me,
yeah,
um, that's yeah. Even
yeah,
though
no,
that's
he's a
not really a
beast.
character I like, but that's I didn't
Yeah.
even have the Vegeta until recently, so I haven't even had the opportunity to use that red one.
Yeah. What I was trying to get to was hopefully you'd say something like Majin Vegeta or something, right?
No, I just got him. Is he like a bad unit or something?
He's horrible, but
Oh, okay.
he is a unit I could very easily see. He will get Zenkai. There's no he's like a fan favorite. So, you know, like we said, I don't think they're gonna Zenkai units that no one cares for. Like I don't think Blue Pan, who came out on release and is trash, is ever gonna get a Zenkai Awakening. But I see Majin Vegeta getting a Zenkai Awakening, and maybe not too far in the distant future, um, because Goku Black already got one, and he released with Goku Black.
Mm-hmm.
So there are gonna be, I would feel like it probably, if I'm being 100% honest, it wouldn't be a bad investment for someone to Zenkai Awaken him. Doesn't even have to be to level 7. I mean, you can drop what 3,000 and get him to Zenkai level 3 or 5 or whatever or 4.
Mm-hmm.
And now you've made him exponentially better because right now he's unplayable. Um you've taken a unit that, maybe one of your favorite units, and you've made him a lot better at a price that, you know, assuming you would have dropped on another banner, you probably would have got the shaft, right? You probably would have not gotten the unit you were looking for. So you're guaranteeing yourself a very competitive unit, granted, for, a number of CC that, yeah, it's not going to bode well with a big part of the player base, but you are guaranteeing yourself a very competitive unit that probably is going to be very competitive for the long run. Where had we stayed with the current system, I don't know how competitive that unit would be at Zenkai level 1, even if it is free to play, right? So um, I feel like if I was to talk to a free to play player, I would say, you know, save your crystals to try to Zenkai a unit, at least one unit to at least Zenkai level 3. Because at Zenkai level 3, they get that unique ability, you get the sleeves. Um, so, and you might be dropping 3,000 crystals at that point. So we don't know for sure how much it's going to cost. We'll have to wait and see. But I probably would tell, because it would, at that point, it would be better, in my opinion, to drop 3,000 to guarantee yourself a competitive unit that's going to be competitive for a long time, as opposed to dropping 3,000 and having the experience I had with the Kaioken Goku. Because at the end of the day, when you're going into a banner, you're throwing, it's coming down to luck. And it's, do you want to gamble, or do you want to kind of guarantee yourself a good unit, right?
Gamble.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. I'm kind of thinking, what would I tell a free to play player like me? I'm gonna Zenkai 7 probably Super Saiyan 3 Goku when he gets his. But I'm not free to play. So, how
Yeah,
would
I mean,
I?
I think it's like, at one point crystals are gonna, like, it's gonna be hard to come across crystals. So it's like at one point in the game, like, I know that they input like new events, but that's 1,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, do I spend my 1,000 on this unit, or do I save up for a new banner? I think that's where
As a free to play, I
I
say
think
you
I
go
think
after the unit.
yeah,
Zenkai the unit.
I'm just putting the situation, because I think it's like, maybe because y'all are not in this situation, that you maybe don't understand, or don't feel the constriction of that. But like, you do feel like, at least for me, like, the way I'm hearing it is like, you are putting me against the wall here, because it's like, if I finish this other world tournament, right, and I'm already at the point where I've exhausted all my crystal spaces, and I only can get 1,000 out of this other world tournament section. The question now is, do I wait until the next event that will drop 1,000 to try to save up for a new banner, or do I do it for the Zenkai? And I think that's where, for a unit that I may or may not like, you know what I'm saying? And like, because you're not willing to pay money in the game, you don't have the flexibility of like, I could possibly do both. You've put it of like, now I have to choose between either doing this Zenkai or doing this banner, and that's where it gets a little tricky, I think, because especially once you exhausted where you're gonna get crystals. At one point, that's what's gonna happen.
Well, you
Does
do
that make
run the
sense?
risk. Yeah, but you got to remember, if you go after saving those crystals to chase a unit on a new banner, what happens if you get the shaft?
I mean, that's
And
gonna
that has
happen
nothing to.
regardless, though. But it hurts even more when you're a free to play player.
Well, That's why One Kick is saying, if he were to tell a free to play, he would suggest use your crystal towards Zenkai in a unit, because you guarantee yourself a viable unit in PvP. You chase a unit on a different banner, there's a chance you don't get him, and you have no crystals.
So you're
No
saying to
unit.
go after the guarantee as opposed to the
As
chance.
a free to play, yeah, I agree with that. I
And
definitely do.
I would clarify. I would say, like, go after the Zenkai unit you like.
Yeah, don't go
Because
after all of them.
and don't go after the unit, because listen, all Zenkai 7 units are good. You're not gonna Zenkai 7 a unit and he's gonna be bad. There are gonna be some that are better than others. I mean, that just kind of always happens, but they're all gonna be very competitive. So I'd say, go after the Zenkai unit you like. And I know it's not gonna feel the same, because you're not pulling a new toy compared to like when you're going on a banner, and you're going after a new unit, it's a new toy. And so there's kind of that rush there. But if you're being practical, if you're really thinking, then listen, you're gonna have a really good unit, and he's gonna last, or she's gonna last for a very, very long time. I mean, I can tell you, I don't see Beerus going away. I don't see Cooler going away. I mean, even the OG Goku Black, like, I don't even see the free to play Zenkai 7 units going away.
I
So
got worked by them yesterday.
yeah. Um, so it's kind of these, I don't like being the guy to tell free to play players what to do, but if I were to give advice, I'd say, listen, I know it's not as enticing. You're not going to get the same like dopamine from Zenkaiing a unit,
Mm-hmm.
but if you're being, practical, like pragmatic, I'd say,
If you want to be competitive.
if you want to be competitive, that's true. And and it's tough when you get shafted. When you drop 20,000 and you get shafted, I mean that is a pretty a
We've
devastating
experienced
feeling.
worse.
Yeah, I've experienced some bad ones. You've experienced some bad ones, and it doesn't
50?
feel good
Nah, it doesn't.
dropping thousands and tens of thousands of crystals.
But if I could go back, yes, I would invest that 1,000 in a Zenkai 7 cooler. That 50,000 I chase LF Super Saiyan 3 Goku and pulled him
Yeah,
on a different banner.
miles or like just so much better than Goku. It's ridiculous. Um,
Live and learn.
yeah, so that's kind of where I'm coming from it. Like, bless. I know you touched on it a little bit, but how are you feeling about it? Like,
Uh, it's definitely got my attention. That's for sure. But I still think the is it a unit that I'm going to use and enjoy using for me is going to come into play. Like as of right now, still not going to Zenkai 7 any of the units that are available that I have as Z1. But I just think that it does give free to play players a really good option, a really good option. Instead of having to invest 18 to 20,000, you got to look. Well, also, obviously we got to see what it actually costs, but 7 to 10, that's a wise investment because the odds are at 7 to 10, you're probably going to get a shaft for the new unit. Maybe get a single copy.
yeah, because I mean, the chances. So let's say the chances of you getting Vegito Blue in 10,000, they're relatively small. Like
Mm-hmm.
they are, and but the chances of you getting a Zenkai 7 unit within 10,000 are 100%.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
so it's a conversation. I'd say
It's going to vary by
whether
player.
you're free to play or whether you're not, whether you're just you spend just a little bit, like, and even
Like
whales, I
me.
mean, everyone's gonna have to answer that question themselves. Like, do I want to take the do I want to roll the dice and get that new unit and possibly get the shaft? Because I mean, the other opportunity, the flip side of this is you get the unit within the first 1,000, which is always great. Or do you want to guarantee yourself a competitive unit? And that's a conversation everyone's gonna kind of have to answer themselves. But yeah, I mean, it's polarizing because there's no two ways about it around it. Like, you have to now spend CC. There's no, and that is, and I understand, like, it turns people off because now it's like there's only one way to get at least to Zenkai level 1. You have to drop CC.
Most of those people don't even have the units at 7 stars.
Yeah, it's also
And
assuming that the unit's at that 7 stars, right?
that's another issue. That's
That's
the
something they
biggest
should have addressed
constraint.
right there.
That's To me, that's because, like, you think about new players coming in this during this anniversary, they're probably not going to have some of these units at 7 stars, even if a lot of them are in the master pack or whatever. You know, yeah, yeah. If you've been playing from day one, you might have them, but if you haven't been playing from day one, you came in this anniversary. How else are you going to get that unit to 7 stars? You're going to have to, geez, I don't know, use all your Z power on him, which you probably don't want to do. You want to use the Z power on the new unit you just pulled. So that to me is that that's that's what makes it so pay to play. Like, you know, you have to have the unit at 7 stars. They need to get rid of that, especially for LF units. Like, the odds of you getting a 7 star LF unit is relatively low. I know you have Vegito Blue at 7 stars, bless. Um, but like, that's not, that's,
The norm.
yeah, exactly. Like, people, they get happy if they get one. You know what I'm saying? I'm not free to play, but I only have my Namek Goku at 2 stars. Like, so if he gets a Zenkai, there's no way I'm gonna be able to
Mine
do it.
7. Dude, this banner was fire for me. The
Yeah,
anniversary was fun.
yeah. So they need to do away with that, and that's one of the biggest kind of drawbacks of this Zenkai process, in my opinion,
I mean, I don't know
is
why they
Yeah,
can't just.
is that assuming the 7? Yeah, because I'm looking at this trunk. I mean, I only got him at 3, and I just started playing again this
Yeah, like you
a
just
couple
started
months
playing,
ago.
right? So how are
Yeah,
you going to be
so
able to get him?
I'm not as excited as some of you all. I mean, but I think that's where it gets different, right? That's where it gets difficult. Of like people have been playing this for longer. I think that they're trying to appease older players in a way, and I think especially what I will say is that I appreciate them actually like while it's a difficult like conundrum of like whether I as a free to play player should spend my crystals on a Zenkai unit. I will say that I think that that's a more difficult conundrum for free to play players than it is for people that spend money, because there's a more of a flexibility for people that spend money. But what I will say is that I do appreciate uh Legends just being upfront that this is just a pay to play section, and for them to just be clear on that. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to making it seem like you can get them through all these different things and like all like I think is so much more confusing when you do it that way, where you're like trying to have a mix of both. I'd rather it just be straight up of like this is just a section where you got to pay, and
That's a
if
good
you
point.
pay, you get this. And I think it's better, especially for people that I feel bad for people that spent the 20,000 to get that
That's
beer.
what I'm wondering. How are they going to compensate those people?
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like now you're
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
that those people wasted their money to
Yep.
get beerists to that level, and
That's the risk that they run when they make a big system change.
but that's and that's kind of where it falls on Legends, and I hope those people get compensated, or at least there's some aspect. And I think that that's kind of why they probably nerfed this, is because they're probably that. But it's like it's it's one of those things where I at least will say this, that I'm glad that they're making it very clear that this is about money, or like
Well,
this is about spending your money or your crystals on this, as
And
opposed,
guaranteeing yourself a
yeah,
top tier unit.
you know what I'm saying? And it's like, and it's clear. It's very
yeah.
clear. So I will say that, maybe it's taken this long for them to get clear about it, but at least there's no,
If
wedge
ands or
space.
buts about it.
Yeah, there's no wedge space for them to be like, oh, you can get them through these missions and blah, 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 blah. And like, it's just like, no, this is the banner. This is what you got to do if you want this really good unit. And this is how much you got to do. You know what I'm saying? And I think in
Yeah.
that, you're even respecting the people that drop 20,000 on Beerus. You're at least respecting their time as well. So I think it's like, they're gonna spend the money anyways, but it's like they're gonna drop the money anyways. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And and I mean the value is there. Like the value for like what you're dropping and what you're getting, it's there. Now I will say this, you made a good point, like this whole living in this ambiguous world where you make it seem like you're trying to appease the free to play and you're also trying to appease the pay to play. Um, it's true. Like that's what we have with the current Zenkai system right now. Like, yeah, free to play. Well, not even free to play. Let's just say you have the unit at 7 stars, and you get the unit, he or she, to Zenkai level 1. The illusion is that you've gotten a unit to Zenkai level 1. The reality is that unit is more likely not going to be super competitive, you know, and it's unfortunate that Legends took this route as far as like buffing units, because it's clear to them it's to generate revenue. Like that's what it is. Or else they would have done like, what other games have done with whether it's, Blazing with the limit breaking units or Dokkan with Easy A. Um, you know, you got fairly competitive units. Some were really, really good, but for the most part, they were all pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon me. Where here you're getting a phenomenal unit, or there's no ifs uh, about that. But it's like, to your point, this is about generating revenue. There's no two ways around about it. But is the value there? In my opinion, it is. And, you know, like I said, I hate being the ones to tell free to play, and this is how you have to spend your crystals. I'm not going to do that, but if I were to make a recommendation, I would say, you know, it would probably be a good investment to at least Zenkai level 3. You don't have to get to 7, but at least to 3, where you drop 3,000, you got yourself a really competitive unit for God knows how long. I mean, maybe the entirety of the game. So
It will be.
yeah, that's Zenkai. I mean, yes, it's pay to play. There's no, you can't make an argument that it isn't. Uh, but is the value there? If you compare the value to, say, the banner I just summoned on, and a lot of YouTubers and a lot of people probably summoned on, which was the Kaioken Goku and Pycon banner, the
I did not.
value it's night and day when you compare the two banners. There is no value in that other banner. Literally, the two best units you could get on that banner are the Kaioken Goku and the Android 21. Everything else is complete fodder. So,
What about PyCon?
Pycon's okay. He's not. I know a lot of people are giving him a lot of crap, but it's just he's a red unit, so
Yeah,
he's kind of
they messed up with that dude.
He came out at a good time or what?
They shouldn't have made him red.
They shouldn't have made him red.
They should have made him green or something. I don't know, or even purple. Or I don't know, some other
Anything
thing other than anything but blue. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
red,
red.
red. Yeah, he's dead on arrival.
Units. Yeah, red units are they're kind of hard right now. But should we go to the next piece about the Zenkai Souls? What do y'all think about the Zenkai Souls revamp?
Well, I was gonna say. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, what are y'all thinking about that? I mean, I can say my little piece right now just because I was just doing the Zenkai Souls yesterday for the trunks for the first stage, and ooh boy, this thing is a mess. This thing is a mess. This section of this game, people, is a mess. It is
rough.
ridiculous the amount of it's not even streamlined. I don't know what happened here, but they just dropped the ball on this thing, dude. Like, I'm glad it's getting a revamp, and I kind of understand it. Maybe y'all can break it down a little bit more as to what it means, but
something that we can't do right now.
Huh?
Something that we can't do right now.
Yeah, it's rough, y'all. Like I had 5,000 coins, like dual coins, because I didn't spend any. And I'm like, okay, this should be enough. In my head, I'm like, this is enough. Like this should be enough to at least get through the first 3 that I've done, right? I'm like, okay, I think I should be okay. No, dude. What? No, because it's I think the frustrating piece, and this doesn't have to be a long piece, but maybe y'all have done it more so than me, but I was just so caught off guard that I'm like, really? Like, I have to get Zenkai 1 blue ones, and then I have to get the red ones, and then I have to get 2, and then I have to get 1, then I get the red ones again.
7, bro. Come on
and
now.
Then it's like, dude, why did y'all do this?
It's ridiculous.
Why did they do this way? I don't understand why they did that. Because it's like, it's so confusing, and there's no way for you to like map it out. I thought I had mapped it out, and I was nowhere near close on my calculations.
Yeah, I mean, it's scary what you're gonna need to grind to get him fully maxed.
To 7, you're saying?
To 7, and all his soul panels maxed out. It's some scary stuff, and they I think it's super clunky. They dropped the ball. They turned this into a mega grind fest. Like, not just getting him. Zenkai level 7 is already a grind, like, in and of its own. Like, and then we're gonna throw on top this what seems like an insurmountable, because it turns me like off in somewhat. And I'm not like the only player that Legends has to appease. I don't want to come off that way, but it does turn me off when I see like, Jesus Christ, I have to do all these co-op matches. The missions go away at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got to start getting all these souls for these units. So
I'm going to actually interject on that. If you're actually taking your time on the Trunks one, you're going to they actually made it so there's enough tickets all the way to step 7, like Zenkai 7.
Oh, okay. Thank you for clarifying that. I heard that after Zenkai 5 it was gone, but that's good to know.
Well, it's different because those guys are grinding without the daily per 3.
Oh,
like, I'm saying if you took your time, like I just got to get them up to 7. I still got like 20 matches to go, like to hit 200.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for clarifying. Um, but that's beyond the point. Let's take this Trunks is an isolated event. Look at Kid Goku. Look at any other Zenkai unit you want to Zenkai. Even if you go the pay to play route and you want to Zenkai this Trunks that's coming up, this red one. Like, not only do you have to drop the crystals, then you got to go through this grind fest. So, you
Oh
know,
boy, that grind fest is
it's that it
craziness.
is like, and so yeah, it's like I don't even I don't know why they made it so ridiculous. Like when I look at the grind for, because I mean, this is a great, it is a great unit, but I've in the past said, well, I'd like it if Legends dropped a free to play LF. I think it's long overdue. I think they should drop one,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't want to know what that type of grind is going to be if they drop an LF, because if it's already this difficult for like a Zenkai unit, when they drop an LF, the grind's going to be so ridiculous that I think like a lot of people aren't going to want to do it. So that's why, I hope they tone it down. They have to tone it down. Like not everyone wants to play this game, you know, hours on end during the day. Like
Yeah, dude, like this thing's designed to like for you to be on the thing for like 10 hours, 7 hours. It's
yeah,
like, dude, I get that. I know we talked about this offline too. Like there are people like that. But it's like, dude,
it's
that
probably a minuscule part of the player base.
yeah, dude, like I'm telling you that I mean, it's unfortunate. I don't know how how you guys interpret that Zenkai Soul like system. It feels like they try to replicate what they did with the first part. You know how you can like do the first Zenkai Soul boost, and like you have to get like 6 and 7s, and you have to get like 6 and 5s. You know what I'm saying, for like a certain level, for the certain stage. They like try to replicate that with Zenkai souls, and it's like, yeah, but we have to pay every time for those souls, and I think that's where it's like, dude, I have to keep going back to the.
That's what that change. That's what that this adjustment's doing. They're gonna make it more like soul boost and super soul boost. They're
Yeah,
trying to make
so
it like that. They're gonna give you. It looks from what I'm reading, instead of just only being able to get them in the co-op shop, it looks like they're gonna give you two other different locations to get it from.
So I'm glad that they're changing that. But I agree with one kick too. Like they need to tone it down. That's not to say that they need to make it less difficult, but like just tone it down. You know what I'm saying? Like take some little aspect of it to just out. You know what I'm saying? Like just it doesn't need to be that complicated. It just
Yeah.
does
Or
not.
yep, complicated and arduous. Like it's it takes Bless, have you finished Kid Goku?
I got 1.5 panels left.
Okay. And you were going hard when he came out. At least that's kind of what I remember.
The problem that I ran into is I dedicate my co-op. Well, because there's nowhere else to get them right now, so I would dedicate my dual coins to multi Z powers first. So that's what's always slowed me up.
Yeah. So, well, this is a much, welcomed change. We're going to obviously see
Mm-hmm.
kind of how it plays out. I believe when does it come out? In July, right?
Yes, at mid-July.
But it looks
Okay.
like that adjustment to the Zenkai system is not going to happen until November.
No, no, no.
That's for the whole thing, like the
No, no.
the
So
Z Awakening, right?
so the Zenkai revamp is going to start in July. Like, you know, but that's for any new Zenkai unit coming out from July onward. All the Zenkai units that have came out before, so like the Beerus, the
Gotcha.
Goku,
Those won't remain changed.
those are
Okay.
going to remain the same until November. I
Yep,
don't
I
know
see that.
why. Like that doesn't make sense to me because,
I think so that way that people still have the chance to grind them up that first stage.
oh, yeah, yeah, that's true. That could
Because
be
some
that.
people might be in the middle of it right now, and then for them to just pull it away.
Yeah, that's true. Um, but yeah, that's kind of how that reads. So, yeah, you expect these changes to come in July then. And yes, that unfortunately it'll be too little, too late for the current trunks that we're trying to finish Zenkaiing, but yeah, you know, moving forward, it'll be a lot easier.
Yeah, so I'm glad that they're changing that. I'm glad that they, that they're. It seems to me that they listened. I mean, it feels like it took too long though to implement this. I think that's what I'm hearing in this thing too. Of like they're taking too long to make these changes. So because by the time that you're making the change, you've already made so much damage that now you're like doing damage control. I think that's. I mean, but I'm glad that they're changing it because it needed to be changed. And there's definitely stuff in our inventory that can definitely be used towards this.
They can be better used for them.
Yeah, dude, because it's like some of the stuff that we have in our inventory, we can't even really use on anything. It's just piling up. It's like, I don't even know what's the point of having
Just
this.
garbage, just taking up space.
And that at least there's an opportunity to possibly use it in different ways, which I think is a better way to do it.
It's actually a waste because it is literally taking up space in your phone. Like that's literally taking up memory. So, yeah, it'll be good to revamp that. You guys want to move on to the multi-Z power?
What about the app update? You guys are cool with that? It looks like it's some medical.
Well, they definitely didn't change for the guilds. They didn't. They listened to our podcast and were like, you know what?
This is the biggest thing we took out of that episode.
Yeah, they really are listening to the fans on that one. They knew like what change the guilds needed.
Well, almost everything is about just speeding up.
Right? I will say the adventure combining the notification, that for me that's huge. You know how annoying it is to get 7 vroom vroom vroom. And it's been from the beginning of the game. I'll take that. I mean, out of every single change on this list right here for the 2.9 app update, that to me is the only one that I'm.
You're talking about this table that they have here?
Yeah, the table that shows what's going to be coming with that app update, the 2.9.
Yeah.
Combining that notification for me is big because that is annoying.
Yeah.
So it seems to me like the updates though are just like about speed. Is that like a big thing in the community? They're like, this game takes too long to load. Is that what we're focusing?
How we are.
Huh?
I don't really hear much of that. I mean, maybe you'll hear it like once or twice, but I feel like this was just a little bit more fluff to make the newsletter look a little bit more dense. Look at this good stuff that we're bringing to you guys.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, and so some people are probably not going to want to read through this whole thing, and they're just going to see the newsletter and be like, "Wow, there's a lot of
this big
coming."
one. This one really caught my eye. They're increasing the player ID from 10 to 11 digits.
Oh my god, bro. I'm done. I'm gone, bro.
Yeah, there's definitely a Reddit spy out there.
Yeah, dude, it's like what bless their hearts. I feel like they're masking it, but it's, I don't know. It's such an interesting and wording of it all.
Yeah, it just feels like this is stuff that like thank you for letting us know, but you could have
we could have done that and no one would have ever noticed that they changed one extra digit.
Yeah.
Exactly. Nobody. This could have even just been dropped when the update would have came out.
Yeah, like just sneak it in there.
Just put it in there. When the update came out,
save us all a little reading.
Yeah. Who wants to read, right?
I think they got one person doing this, bro. I think Toshi is now just a one-man army on the dev team.
I respect it though, man. He's not backing down.
Well,
Hanley about to bring Legends back.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you guys feel about regarding dishonest acts in PvP? I mean,
well, that's something that I'm curious about because I don't know what that really means. Is what
you would deal with it more at once you get to rank 50 and above, or
okay.
Yeah, people.
So
I don't know. It's hard to prove how they do it.
It is really difficult. So what they're talking about here, Chewing, is these people that cheat online, essentially.
Oh yeah, I got that. Yep. It's about cheaters or people that are cheating. How do you cheat in this game?
So
let me know.
Yeah,
let me know how to cheat.
It's really just manipulating the internet connection.
Yeah, so what you'll see is
to lag or something.
Yeah, to lag. They like to. You'll see a lot of lagging. One time, oh my gosh, I'll never forget.
Have y'all
this.
ever had experiences with this?
All the time, every season.
All the time. One time I went up against a guy. This was when Legends first came out, and the level cap I think was at 300. It was either at 300 or 600.
This was way back.
Way back, dude. And I went up against a dude who had a Raditz because Raditz was one of the best units. One of the best units. He had a Raditz. Keep in mind, the level cap was either 300 or 600. It was one of those two. And his Raditz was level 9,039. I'll never forget that. I mean, and I got obviously I got decimated. I mean, and
You didn't win?
Yeah, yeah.
You think he was cheating?
Yeah. I was like, man, this guy trained really hard.
Yeah. He played on another level.
So there are people who could literally go into the back end of the game. Now, of course, this is, against their terms of service, and then modify the, all the encrypted code.
Remember for a little bit, people were being able to add stars on their units.
Oh, I didn't even know that one.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't change their stats, but I remember for a minute, you're just running into a bunch of 14-star units everywhere. I'm like, okay. I guess everyone's just having crazy luck right now.
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't even remember that. That's probably when I took a little break from the game.
Actually, you're probably right.
And one of the other ones is like Infinite Vanish. You know how in this game, Vanish is like the biggest form of defense.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some guys who know how to modify the back end code so that they can have infinite vanish. They'll vanish once, vanish twice, keep going and keep going and keep going. So yeah, you come across that a lot. And so the issue is when you're going up against someone and the game's lagging, it's sometimes hard to tell. Sometimes it's not, but sometimes it's hard to tell whether it's just, the connection or if it's that person's actually lagging.
Especially with no dedicated servers.
My thing is just give me a latency strength icon before I jump into the match.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The way, and I always reference FIFA, but FIFA, you guys have seen this. When you're going into a match, you see the latency strength. 1 bar is red, 2 bars is yellow, 3 bars is green. And so if I see I've got 3 bars, then okay, it's green, good connection, I'm going in. If I see it's 1 and it's red, I'm not going to play that. But right now, I don't have that option. I'm not like privy to that. I go into the match and
taking a gamble. So who it is?
What's that?
You're just like taking a gamble against who it
exactly.
is.
Exactly.
Hopefully it connects.
And, yeah. And so I think that's just like an easy change they could make that would probably alleviate a lot. Like at least now the onus would be on me to see like, okay, if I went into this match with a terrible connection, that's my fault to a degree, but if I don't know, I never had that option. I don't have that choice. So that's one thing I wish they would add. Cause I've been actually going up against that a lot this current season. Now, I mean, I wish they would add that, but yeah, I think Chewing, you probably won't see the cheaters once you get up to 50. Then you'll start to see the cheaters. But Bless, you probably see them.
Cheaters.
Yeah.
What about, how do you guys feel about them expanding on the multi-Z power? About time they're giving the 1 and 3 stars a little more love.
What's that mean? Like,
so right now, most of them they're star gated by, they have to be 4 stars or 5 stars for you to be able to use the multi-Z power on them. There's not any choice. The only one I believe right now that you could use on a Sparking is the one in the SP exchange shop.
SP, yeah.
That one, there's no restrictions. I think that's huge. I mean,
so they're expanding it to other things.
Yeah, so that way they're gonna have options on 1, 2, and 3 stars units. So to give you more options to be able to get them up quicker.
Oh, thank God.
And it looks like they're gonna be. Apparently this was from a while back, from what One Kick was telling me, but they're adding the Legends Limited multi-Z powers as well.
What's that?
So, LF unit, like a
okay,
Vito Blue.
They have their own multi-Z power.
Well, right now they don't have any. You can't. You can only pull them. I mean, the only way to get them is to pull them. Yeah,
see, I'm not even in that. I'm not even in this
discussion.
Conversation.
You have LF Gohan.
Do I?
You do.
Yeah, you pulled them on my video.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
A little plug. Shameless. Yeah. Oh,
Well, that's
so I
cool.
mean,
I'm
I think
glad that
it's
they're doing that.
I yeah, I think that's a great change. I think that's going to be a great addition. I know, Bless, you had a few reservations about that,
Uh, I just
or you feel good with it.
I'm cool with it. I mean, I think it's what Legends has to think about with providing Legends limited multi Z power is people just aren't going to chase the LF as hard if you're able. But it depends on how much the Z power, because it could be that you only get like 100 per co-op event. So to get them up a star might take months. I mean, I'm not sure how they're going to release it because I don't think they're going to take away the. I mean, they're not going to provide all of them off the bat. I don't believe. I think they're going to be doing it like the Gohan, Beerus, older units that have been available longer. I see them starting with them. But from what I was also reading, this was announced what previous announcement, and we still haven't
December.
seen it.
December. So they actually, so Chewin, just some context. Um, when they released, when they went from 7 stars being the
Mhm.
maximum
Mhm.
to 14 stars, and they dropped the Zenkai awakening mechanic, the community was outraged. So they heard a lot of blowback, and they released a statement in the next update saying, "We hear you guys. We're looking into." Dropping multi Z power and Legends limited multi Z power. And so that was good. I mean, the community responded well to that because, of course, it's kind of music to your ears when you hear, oh, Legends limited multi Z power. That's great. But I think the issue that Legends has to be careful with is that they're not just saying this for the sake of saving face, and they're not actually implementing something, because it's been 7 months, and you know for the next update, or for the next update around Legends limited multi Z power to be, we're working on it, like, that doesn't jive well. I think when you said that back in
We're
December,
working on it.
yeah,
Mhm.
like,
It's
it
still in
feels like
development.
at one point it's like, okay, we need to see something tangible in the game. So
Mhm.
I think with these newsletters, they're good, but the thing is, you're setting an expectation, and if you don't fulfill on that expectation, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. So I'm hoping that this Legends limited multi Z power comes within the next month or two, like, tops, because it's been, by the next month, it'd be what, August? That'd be almost a year since they've talked about this. So yeah, I mean, it's good. It sounds great, but we'll see what it's like in.
Let's see how it develops
Yeah,
first.
we'll see how it develops. And then, but definitely the other one, the multi Z power, setting the star limit to one to three. I mean, that's great because I mean, I don't know many people that have 1-star units, but I'm sure there are people out there that do. Um, so you know, it's giving people, like for instance, Chiwin, and even myself. Like, I have plenty of units that are like my Kaioken Goku. He's just 3 stars because I'm not going back into that banner.
Why?
And why, dude? So it's gonna help. It's gonna help um free to play and people who don't have whaled out units, or like a lot of
Mhm.
stars on a lot of units.
Right,
Mhm.
and then last, oh, at least for me, what do you guys think is going to be because last year for the anniversary they dropped for the Sizzling Summer Boot Camp, they dropped the Ginyu Force. I'm curious to see what they're going to drop this year.
And what is this? What does this entail? What do you mean? They
Uh,
dropped the Ginyu Force like they
the
like the way
event?
they did it in Dokkan?
No, actually, I guess one kick would probably be better to answer that than I did because I would know that
Actually,
answer.
Chiwin, it'd be better if you gave us the rundown on how that worked.
On what, on Dokkan?
Yeah,
Oh, well, how? Why you don't remember that?
I don't remember it.
Yeah, they what they essentially
Oh,
dropped was
yes.
they dropped an LR Ginyu that you then had to, like, I think you had to play through one of their newer modes, and
Stages,
then
yep.
and then they released the other 4 as free to play that you then had to like grind on their missions, and the missions were there for probably like a month or something like that, and you had to like keep playing it, and then you had to like full 5. You could 5-star them, I think, or you could like you can get multiple aspects of it, and by the
Rainbow
end you had
them.
like
yeah,
by the end you had like a full Rainbow Ginyu Force team, which was
Actually, it's very
kind of
similar to
tight,
that.
but it was yeah, it was a grind though. I didn't
Yeah.
do it, but it was definitely a grind. But it was it was a pretty. I would see a lot of, I saw a lot of people use it, at least on YouTubers at least, and some people
Yeah,
that I talked to about it. But I don't know. Is that what was the? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is new to me. So what does that actually mean? This
Spoiler
this
alert, I didn't do it
encrypted
last year.
this
I didn't even
encrypted
touch
ass
it.
message.
I didn't
it's
even
very
touch that event.
it's very similar chewing. And now it's not going to be as grindy as the LR. Now I remember exactly what you're talking about. You're talking about the LR Ginyu Force card. It's not going to be as grindy. But yes, it's the way it worked last year. It was 6 characters, the entire Ginyu Force team, all of them really good. They all worked really well together. So I'm, I'm thinking, or it's kind of given that this team's going to be really good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all free to play. So, you're going to be able to grind this team up and have a really good team, not just one unit. It's going to be there. Last year it was all extreme. This year it's going to be extreme too, right? Bless.
Yes, it is.
Does it say? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, to all the new players, don't be turned off by the extreme rarity. Extremes are still very good in this game. So,
Who do you think it is? What guesses would you take on this?
I have a guess, but I only have a guess because I heard D Freeze. So it's not even my guess, but I was watching.
Tisk tisk tisk. Well, what did
watching
D Free say?
he said he thinks it's gonna be Super Warrior. So
which is like Krillin and all them.
Yeah,
boy.
the squad. Roshi, hopefully maybe Roshi,
That'd be kinda
Yamcha,
tight.
Tien.
What
Yeah,
other
Shatsu.
teams exist in the anime? The only other team that I could think of is I feel like they would need to do something with like Cybermen and like Hercule or something like that.
Oh my goodness.
That would be tight.
I don't know, because they just
That'd be
dropped
a
that
troll
hero
team.
Hercule.
But yeah, I mean that could be, that could be because what other teams exist?
Yeah, that's a good question. The one Jiren is on, the Pride Troopers, androids, I think.
Drop Jiren like that though.
Yeah, they're not gonna drop Jiren. Androids.
Yeah.
Nah, Super Warrior probably
there's
make
already
the most sense
hell
right now.
androids.
Yeah, there are a lot of
Hella
androids.
What they don't have is a Majin Buu team. I feel like there's not that much.
A Majin team, you're right.
A Majin team. I think that would be tight. I don't know
the
if that,
Kais.
the Kais.
They could do Kais.
That would be tight if they drop some Kais.
Yeah,
tight.
they should drop. They're long overdue now. They're in Dokkan.
For real?
Yeah.
Nice.
Except not King Kai, but they have like a lot of Kais in there. Actually, I don't know if King Kai's in the game. I'm not sure. I'm not super avid Dokkan player, but no, it's great. It could be any of those. I mean, I could see why it'd be Super Warrior because they just dropped that Kid Goku, and I think that Kid Goku would be on Super Warrior. Maybe not, but I could see why it'd be Super Warrior. But personally, I would like it, or it could be a Namekian team.
That'd be tight too.
Which I would like. I would like a Namekian team. So yeah, but it's gonna be and I think they're gonna give you CC for it. So it's a win-win. It's a pretty good way to go out with the anniversary. I think nice free-to-play event, great team. And
what is this update going to play?
Well, I think this particular event this coming week, and then the update itself. Well, I think this
the end
week,
of because June's about to end.
Yeah, it's July. It's basically July. So I think this week, if not the week after, but I don't think it's going past that. Like, in July for sure. Like, for sure. For sure.
Okay.
All right. You boys want to end it?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like we covered everything on that newsletter.
Yes, we did.
How much time do we go?
We're over a little bit, but it's
A little
all right.
bit. That's good.
There was a buzz on
Like
the
5.
beginning, so
There
we're good.
was some technical difficulties. That was my fault. It was actually my neighbor's fault. But yeah, I mean, you guys good with closing it out and transitioning over to the Chiween's journey to rank 50, BR 50? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. We'll put all our Twitter handles, Instagram handles down in the description below if you're listening on YouTube. I'm One Kick Man. I'm here with Chiween and Blessin. We do this every Sunday and expect the episode to come out every Tuesday at 10 a.m. So send us questions, give us feedback. Let us know if there's anything you'd like us to cover in the future. And we'll look forward to this update and then reviewing it in the future and seeing how it aligned with our conversation today. So, gentlemen, are there any closing thoughts?
Nope, I'm good.
No. Take care, everybody.
All right. Well, then, yeah, you guys could see us over. If you're watching us on YouTube, you could see our next segment, which is a segment where we help Chiween climb up the ranks and help him become a more competitive PvP player. But yeah, thank you for listening. And until next time, stay legendary.
What's up, y'all? This is Chiween's road to 50, level 50. This week, gonna expand on what some of the talking points that One Kick and Blessed told me to implement into my game. The first match is where we're gonna look at my attempt at trying to use the up and right
We'll call
technique.
it forward swipe.
It's forward swipe. This is my attempt at the forward swipe, and yeah. So this is the first match, and y'all comment it as you see fit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this team is it's the only team that I feel like I can actually win some matches with.
Yeah, I mean, GT is a great team.
The future team, I'm like struggling to even get off the ground. It's like it's not even funny.
Huh. Maybe I'd like to see your future team. It could be because of your colors.
Yeah, I don't even think it's that bad of a team. I have like the units that most people have. It's just that I have a hard time playing with them.
Yeah. Some people are better with other teams. All right.
We came out hot.
Yep. Right there. You're doing the side step or forward side step.
Is that not the move?
That is the move, yeah.
That is the
now,
move.
You do want to go up a little bit more, but it's fine. I mean, okay. So right there, since you have his green card, remember his green card is AoE. So when you launch his green card, your opponent's gonna fly back. So you want to use that green card whenever you get
Unless
the chance.
He's just out of range. Which
yeah, if you're close to him, like if you vanish and you're close to him, you want to use that green card. Very good right there.
Yeah, that was a good way to keep that combo going.
Yeah, and if you notice, when you're side swiping, you're generating a little bit of ki.
Oof.
So look at when you're side swiping, and you're gonna see your ki go up a little bit, especially with the green Goku because he has great ki recovery.
Good job, bro. That's good.
Okay.
Nothing could have done there.
Okay. Yep. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, that was really good. And if you were to watch it again, you'd see how like when you're side swiping, you're generating a little bit of ki. Then you can go into it. Like that little bit of ki can make a difference. My only thing would be, don't be afraid to go up a little bit more. Like when you're in the trying to do the forward swipe, you did it exactly how it should be done. You can go up a little bit more. It's okay. Like you can swipe up a little bit more and then swipe to the right.
So like so if I swipe up, does the going up motion, does that all depend on how far I swipe up, or how does one expand going up further?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's swipe up a little bit more, maybe just like half a centimeter.
Yeah, I was really curious as to hear if it came off correctly, because I remember you saying that it should be all in one motion, and the way I was doing it was two motions.
It is two motions. When I mean all in one motion, it has to be very fluid. You can't move up and then break and then swipe to the right, because then you're going to drop your combo, because that takes too long. But when you do it, like this, boom, 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 and the viewers can't see my finger, but basically I'm going up and right all very fluidly, right? I'm not going up
in one motion, pretty much.
Yeah, so I'm not going up and I'm not stopping. So it's like one motion and it's two motions at the same time, because it's two because I'm going up and then swiping right, but it's one because it's so fluid that I'm not breaking in between swipes, right? I'm not going up, stop, right, because that's too long. That's gonna drop the combo. My opponent's gonna be able to vanish out. Now, if I just go up, right, very fluidly, it's gonna keep your attack going. It's gonna give you more ki, right? As you'll see, and I think you might even see it in this one. I believe you see it in this one too, just because you're swiping to the right. So the benefit to moving up is that you're closing the gap between you and your opponent. Your opponent can't see what it is you're doing. So with units like that can cover change, like Zamasu, Vegito Blue, Super Vegito, they cover change against specific attacks, right? So if your opponent sees you're coming with a strike attack from long range, he can switch into Super Vegito and counter that. But when you close the distance, now your opponent, he or she doesn't know exactly what it is you're going to do, right? It's not as predictable. So that's the benefit.
Much time to react.
Yeah, that's the benefit to closing the distance and swiping up. Then the benefit to swiping to the right, whether you're using Blessed technique or you're using the one I recommended, is you're generating ki. You're generating ki. And that's going to help those units like Super Saiyan 4 Goku that have high ki restore, because they generate ki passively without you having to charge. But overall, I thought you did the technique very well. It worked really well. You implemented it, I thought, super good. The only thing I would say is, don't be afraid to swipe up a little bit more. And remember, when you swipe to the right, you'll notice this in the second match that's going to come up. I'll obviously let Bless kind of narrate a little bit more, but when you swipe to the right, when you do it, make sure you're not swiping to the right off like blue cards or
green
trying
cards.
to or green cards, or trying to chain in blue cards. So say you do a strike, then you swipe to the right and you try to launch a blue card. It's going to drop. It's not going to work. It can only work with the technique I showed you. I recommended, it can only work with strike arts and blast arts. All right.
Both of these techniques.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's jump into this next one, and then maybe maybe you pinpoint that Blast, or one of you pinpoints that in this next one. I also felt like that last opponent wasn't as good as this next opponent. This next opponent, I think, is better than the last one. But I don't know. Let's see.
Oh yeah, he's a 37. You're a 30.
Yeah, but the person was 30. He has that Kaioken though.
No. He went. Yeah, that's quite the team he has there. It's a Saiyan team, kind of.
And then a little bit of fusion.
Yeah. He went super creative with the name, Jay.
Yeah.
All right. It's like got some good internet. There we go.
You reacted well, that's for sure.
Okay. Good switch. Right here, you got a key can. Oh well, you were able to vanish out of it.
That right there is a glitch, because you hit the card, but you decided to tap.
Okay. Can you swipe out of that? Yeah. Okay.
Blue card. Oh, there you go.
Very nice. See, right here, this technically it wouldn't hit, but
so the problem is you. Did it hit?
It hit, but he could have vanished.
It dropped though, right?
It did, yeah.
How can you tell when it drops? Okay, so right here is my attempt at doing to the right.
That was good. Right here, it's gonna drop.
Yeah, because you're too far.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's why I recommend.
Go
ahead, Bless.
I was just gonna say on that, when you're that far, you got to end with the blast.
What do you
mean?
When
you're just swiping to the right. So like right here, you're gonna want to start attacking with your strike cards. So strike, swipe. Right. So now swipe to the right. Now go.
This was hella slow.
It's all about timing.
He's hella slow.
It's all about timing. I know that movement.
You saw that speed?
Yeah, you hate it or what?
See, I'm panicking right here. I'm panicking. You're seeing me panic right here. just getting annihilated. Just getting annihilated.
I think you might be better off, dude, honestly, using one kicks technique based off of these two videos.
Well, I mean, this is a small sample, though. But you know what? So, but I guess the question is the motion correct? Like, am I doing the motion correct? Blessed.
No.
Okay. Where did I miss?
It's because you're trying to do it while you're at long range, while launching a long range attack. It's never going to be able to combo. Like, you're never going to be able to, because I saw you did.
See, I always get in these predicaments where I'm like trying to start a comeback. I always get into these predicaments. Always lose all my characters, and it's always his last character that's like.
This is when you start to have fun.
Yeah, dude, and it's unfortunate, really.
Should have swiped there.
And that's over right here, I think.
Of course.
Oh damn! You went for the LF.
Yeah, I gotta say though, this animation is pretty cool. It's probably my favorite one.
Yeah, this is a phenomenal LF.
Okay, I don't remember in the show though.
Yeah, he didn't do it in the show. They went above and beyond for this dude because he was anniversary. Like yeah.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna get technical,
is there any other
Vegeta Blues LF technically didn't happen either because they
he didn't finish anyone, but he did do that stuff. It just he didn't kill.
Yeah, because he was in the middle of the punch. His fusion, the Potara wore off.
Correct.
Right. Is there any other things that you saw in there, Blessed?
Just try practicing. If you're gonna keep practicing that technique, remember at long range, which is where you're starting your attack from. So when you use a blast attack, you know how you sit back now. You can't chain into anything after you use a blast attack. So just remember that if you're when you're starting a combo, use a blast attack. Start using your strike cards. Obviously, if your green cards can combo. But just remember, when you have a blast card, you're going to have to probably end with that. Because launching it and then trying to combo into another move, unless you're swiping forward after it, you're probably going to miss.
Okay, I'm trying to.
So let me give you a scenario.
Because I want to just make sure that I'm catching what you're saying, Bless. So don't start off the combo with the blast card and with the blank card.
You can start the combo
so now I'm
confused.
You want. Okay, so can you slow it down because you're going too fast for me. So start with. I could start with blast, yes or no. But the point here is that I should end with a blast card.
Because you got to remember, when you're starting a combo, you're probably at close range. At close range, mid range, you could combo into a blast card, like a strike card.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. When you start a combo, you can do whatever you want. Obviously, strike card is preferred, but blast is fine. But once you land a blast attack, a strike attack, and you see that you're going to hit a blast attack, you have to understand that once you press that blast attack, that your opponent is now, unless you're swiping forward after you press that blast attack, which we're not working on right now. We're strictly talking about the swiping to the right.
Mm-hmm.
You press that blast attack, you swipe to the right, whatever you press, you can no longer combo into if he's too far. Like you're gonna drop the combo, he'll be able to vanish out.
So is the technique that the one to the right, is it mostly just for strike cards?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We got about a minute and a half. So can y'all just quick takeaways or just takeaways maybe from each individual video that our listeners and even myself should work on?
Patience.
Okay.
Yeah.
Explain more.
Just so like when you're using Omega, knowing that what his green card does, you shouldn't have launched the strike attack right off the bat when you came in with him, because you gave your opponent the priority in the first match.
Okay.
Yeah, for me it'd be try not to strike attack full screen. So from long range, try not to use a strike attack and attack your opponent from long range, because they're going to be able to see that coming from a long way and you can't really cancel out of that. So try not to launch a strike attack from long range.
Mm-hmm.
You'll hear people call it full screen strike attack.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other is, I thought you did a good job with the forward swipe. I thought that was good. And like I said, if you'll notice, you're regaining ki. And then, I think patience would be good. Bless said, because, you had a chance to use Omega's green card, and that's true. Also, when you're getting comboed, don't start pressing cards immediately. Just, be patient, wait for the combo to end, or wait for when that exclamation mark comes up. Because if you see that exclamation mark comes up, you don't have to hit a card. You can just swipe out of that. So when you're in a combo, don't panic. Like, just, wait till the combo ends or till that exclamation mark comes up. That means he's dropped the combo or she's dropped the combo. Like the other person you're fighting's dropped the combo. So you have the opportunity to vanish out of that. But other than that, I thought it was really good. If I could make one recommendation for next week, is to learn how to ki cancel. So it's
I don't know what
Where could he find a video on that, bro?
Well, actually, I did make a video on that. It's a video on kind of the top 3 skills I think beginners should learn. But ki cancel is basically, you're at long range, you launch a blast attack, and you swipe forward, so you break out of that animation. That will give you like a lot of flexibility. But
I highly recommend your video, even for someone like me who's been playing since day one. It's a really good video.
Yeah,
you do a really good job breaking it down like frame by frame.
Yeah, I talk about ki canceling there, forward swipe, and I also talk about another technique. But I would recommend ki canceling for next week. But as far as what you did in this video, I thought it was really good.
If I was you, Chiwin, I would stick with the one kicks swipe forward and to the right. I feel like you played better doing that. It felt more fluid for you.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Thank you both. This has been the second episode in this segment that we're calling Chiwin to Road 50. Thank you for listening. Drop a like, drop a comment, and hit us up so we can keep this conversation going. All right. Till next week. Stay legendary.
Later.